Boy, driving around, it feels like any street you look down, there's people everywhere. Everybody's outside, in the yard, out for a walk.
Yeah, it gets everybody out, and it's really been pleasant. It was warm earlier today, but not crazy. I was complaining to you off camera before that I was doing some work under a sink, like, under a vanity, and I was sweating this morning.
It's already an unpleasant.
Yeah, and Brian was like, I feel like anytime you're in that scenario,
it's no one wins.
Yeah,
It could be February, and it would be just very unpleasant.
It's still not great. Yeah, and today was the warmest day of this stretch, and we're going to talk about maybe some potential next week to get back into this. But for now, we're going to start cooling things down into Friday and certainly into the weekend. Which, by the way, there is some good news about the weekend forecast, which we'll discuss. 82 in Portland for a high today, officially 84 in Wiscasset, 85 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Noticeably cooler across northern Maine, where they had more clouds, and they're just on the other side of this front. The front has now moved through. It had a couple of showers with it, and the air mass started to not as much cool down in the afternoon, but dry out, right? So earlier today, our dew points were in the 60s, and by 4 or 5, they were down into the upper 40s, and so that air mass has kind of freshened itself up. A couple of showers still floating around into Aroostook County, but it's really quite minimal. Almost everybody ends up dry through the rest of this late afternoon and into this evening as well. So temperatures fall tonight into the 50s. Last night we got into the 50s. Some spots though stayed into the 60s, and it was a little bit stickier. It's going to be more comfortable sleeping weather this evening when compared to last evening. And we wake up tomorrow morning and it's just a different feeling in the air. It's not fallish necessarily, but it's not as summery. And we spend most of the day tomorrow in the 60s. So here we are at 10 a.m. in the low 60s. Some of us still in the 50s into the mountains, and more clouds over southern and western Maine, turning into a mixture of sun and clouds by the afternoon. Our official highs will likely be 70, 71 degrees. But again, most of the day is spent in the 60s, and with those dew points lower, it will feel cooler as well. Clouds increase on Friday night, and then we head into the weekend. So I'd love to tell you that it's suddenly just going to be beautiful all weekend. That's not the case. However, there is an improvement in terms of there being less moisture in the computer models on Saturday, and the showers being a little bit farther south for a lot of us too. So as we head into Saturday morning, the showers are around. This model is actually more aggressive than most. I would argue there's a better chance of showers from Rockland south, and you get north of Bangor, and you're probably going to stay dry on Saturday. Everybody, though, is able to clear out, as far as the rain goes, by noon at the absolute latest, probably a bit earlier in most spots. And then we start to warm up over northern Maine. We do struggle along the coast temperature-wise. Even if we break some sun late in the day, I think we stay in the 50s. The rest of us in the mid-60s, maybe some upper 60s. And because that moisture is less on Saturday, the follow-up on Sunday looks drier too. So we're able to take the showers out of the forecast for Father's Day. That looks a little bit warmer, upper 60s, some low 70s. So, not going to knock your socks off, but better. And if you look at where the rain's going to fall on Saturday, you can see there's a good part of the state that's going to stay dry. And it's even possible, if the showers split just right, that we'll get some spots like Portland even that don't get much rain at all. So it will be a technicality of it being another wet weekend, but the vast majority of it is not. The bigger issue we have, guys, honestly, on Saturday is just the wind being up the water. So, even as it clears out, it's just not that warm in that scenario. Father's Day looks pretty good, though, right around upper 60s to 70 degrees. Monday looks good, too. And then the models are still fighting over how warm is next week. So I just split the middle for now. The Euro has us in the upper 70s. The GFS has us in the upper 80s, which is a big difference.
Right, we would notice that.
Yes, either way, it's pretty pleasant. It's just how. Yes, do we have a question?
I'm wondering,
yes,
because dew points obviously play a role in all of this. When do they kind of start hanging high, and then things get really uncomfortable?
It kind of depends on the year. I mean, it can happen this time of the year. I always think of July and August as being that time where it really just sits in the air.
Yeah. Can't get away from it. You can hold off a little longer.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, thank you.